Okay, everyone, today something a little bit different and a bit more classic language teaching from me than usual. We're going to look at 5 essential verbs for business English, that is, verbs used in business. And you probably know all of them already, but what I want to do is use them in context with different grammar forms. I'm not going to explain the grammar, but you can see it and hear it in the natural context, and in this way, it's incredibly effective. Seriously, watch this video a few times to give your brain the superfood it needs to master these verbs and grammar at the same time. Without further ado, let's look at the first essential business English verb, which is manage. To manage, of course, means to organize, control, or be responsible for something successfully. It also means, and is very commonly used, to express that you succeeded in doing something, especially something difficult. For example, I managed to make this YouTube video this week, even though I was really busy. In fact, I've been managing a lot of things at the moment, because my manager is giving me too many tasks all at once. To be clear, my manager is my wife, who has been managing me for many years and manages many things in our household, including the managing of our vacations. So even though she can be a very strict manager, we manage to be kind to each other and have a very happy marriage. Let's move on to the second essential verb, which is increase. Increase, as I'm sure most of you know, means to become larger or make something bigger and bigger. In business, owners always want to increase sales and increase their revenue or amount of money the company earns. You can also have increases in things, for example, an increase in profits, which is good. Or you could also have an increase in costs, which would not be as desirable. As we all know, costs for oil and gas have been increasing for years, and for this reason, people are increasingly becoming frustrated and angry. In fact, the only thing that doesn't seem to be increasing is all of our salaries or ability to pay the increasing prices. Okay, here's the third essential verb, which is develop. In a business context, develop means to create, improve, to grow, or build something over time. And as we all know, software companies are developing new features all the time. In fact, the rapid development of the software industry has created all these AI models being developed for all kinds of creative work and office white-collar jobs. I've heard companies in Silicon Valley are developing artificial general intelligence, which will be able to think and do multiple tasks at the same time, just like a human. In fact, I think a lot of people are developing anxiety from all the uncertainty in this developing job market. And speaking of job markets, this brings me to my fourth essential verb, which is negotiate. Negotiating means to discuss something in order to reach an agreement. Sometimes when we get a new job, or if we are at the same job for a while, we negotiate a higher salary. In this type of negotiation, it's important not to demand too much and also to have reasons for your higher pay. Once, when I was in India, I was negotiating with a rug seller who did not want to lower his price. Then, by accident, I discovered one of the most powerful negotiating tactics, at least with the Indian street vendors. I simply walked away. I had been negotiating with vendors for days, with little success, but when I walked away, they all literally ran after me and then immediately lowered their prices. In India, negotiation is expected in almost every sale, which is quite tiring because in many Western and European countries, the prices are fixed, which means it is not necessary or even possible to negotiate. However, with bigger purchases like houses or cars, many of us have negotiated the price down a little bit. Let's end with the fifth and final essential business verb, which is approve. When we approve something, we officially accept, agree to, or give permission for something. In business, employees often need approval from their managers. For example, if they want to buy an expensive service or product for the company. Managers can also approve other things like requests for time off or sick leave. Speaking of managers, it has been said that a good manager doesn't approve every idea, they approve the right ideas. Sometimes people want the approval of everyone, that is, they want everyone to like them. If someone doesn't approve of them, they feel upset and are unable to relax. It's important to remember, however, that some people will never approve of you simply because you are not who they want you to be. Because, as someone once said, the fastest way to lose yourself is to spend your life chasing approval. That's it. Something a bit shorter and a bit different than usual. Don't hesitate to repeat this several times. It's not only a great way to remember vocabulary, it's a very effective way for your brain to absorb these grammar structures. Also, if you're interested in business topics, be sure to check out my series of business English lessons based on comprehensible input. For the moment, it's all available on YouTube for free, and if you watch the episodes in order, you'll acquire the vocabulary in a natural way, as a lot of the words are repeated in different contexts. It's a lot of value for free, so check it out. Also, if you don't know what comprehensible input is, be sure to check out my 7-video series, The 7 Keys to Learning English, also available on YouTube. And I'll see you soon for another video.